grade goof-off. Hi, I'm MJ with iFixit, and today I'm going to show you one of the most common fixes to the PlayStation 3's yellow light of death problem using our yellow light of death repair kit. The kit addresses what we found to be the most common reason for getting the yellow light of death in a PlayStation, and that's that the solder on the inside doesn't handle changes in temperature very well. So after an extended gaming session, or just as the console starts to age, the solder inside becomes brittle and starts to crack, and that disrupts the connections. This video is just an overview, so as you're repairing your PlayStation, you want to make sure to follow the step-by-step instructions in the repair guide on our site. As far as tools are concerned, the kit comes with everything that you're going to need. That includes a heat gun, replacement thermal pads, a spudger, a T10 Torque security driver, the 26-piece bit driver kit, and my favorite part, high-quality thermal paste, much higher quality thermal paste than the stuff that comes in the PlayStation, and a plastic card with which to spread it. You're also going to want to have some household-grade goof-off for a little bit of cleaning that you're going to do later, and a screw tray, which isn't totally necessary, but there are a lot of screws in there, and this does a good job at keeping them organized.
Tape off with it. Now we're basically just taking the screwdriver, taking these screws out, and it's that simple.
to say something about my friend and try to make the people laugh.
Yeah, like it's they used to do that like in the biblical times. It goes a lot where if you let's say if you cool with somebody, right? And it can be it can start from the bottom. Like say like for example, if you're going through a problem, somebody helps you go through that issue is because of what it's because they probably been through that same thing or they going through the exact same thing and y'all trying to figure out how to go through that together. Now, here's the thing, KyKy. Anybody can do things for you. Anybody can give you money. Anybody can take you places. Anybody can invite you to a party. Those are just cats that you know. Those are just cats that you are cool with. A friend is a person who gives you good advice, lets you know that there's holes on the floor before you fall in it, gives you good examples, educates you, lets you know that you're wrong so they can make you even more sharper in the future. See, those are people that you should be around with. You know what I'm saying? Not people who is gonna throw you on the bus. I feel like people like that, that do stuff like that. They're attention junkies. You know what attention junkies is, right? Attention junkies are the people who care. Yeah, like they care about the likes. They care about the attention. They care about the numbers. But that's just basically it. Like I feel like it's you at that age now where people are gonna start acting weird. You know what I'm saying? And as y'all get to that, that premature age, not the mature age, but when y'all begin to premature, when y'all begin to get hit by these mixed emotions, these mixed feelings and stuff, y'all begin to act like y'all begin to be in that phase where y'all can trust a person, y'all can fall in love with a person, y'all can feel like y'all have a connection where y'all ride or die, basically. You know what I'm saying? Y'all beginning to premature before y'all get into the real world. So at this point, this is where your mind begins to shape it.
When they get like my mom when they get into like with a little kid, they be like, oh, they still young and stuff.
That's because y'all still prematuring. But when you get into our age, when you act that way, we still we kind of still forgive you, but it depends on if you put closure to it. But that's how you are. That's your character. You can filter out your character. You can filter out your mood swings. But that's how you are. If you're in the age 30 to 45, that's how you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You can filter that out, but that's where therapy comes in. You gotta limitate your character or cut pieces of your character to the point where you're gonna have to change certain things that people are gonna keep complaining about. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel as if the stuff that you're going through now, because it's not like how I was in my days in high school. Even though I went through my phases of high school, most of the people that I was cool with in high school, I either fought them, I either stopped talking to them, they either cut me off, or they probably dead or in prison. And the only friends I'm talking to now is like it's like only one friend I'm talking to now, and that's William. And you know William. You know William, you know?
So you feel like you can't trust like new friends?
Oh no, it's not like I can't trust them. I feel like trust comes when I'm trying to know you. When I meet a person, that's a person that's a cat that I know. Not that I know, but that I'm aware of. If for me to go to that trust and not trust ratio, that's when I'm under your radar. Or like I'm seeing you a lot, I'm talking to you to a certain extent. Now at that point, that's why I'm beginning to go to that level of trust. Because when we begin to talk, here's the thing: you meet somebody, they meet you. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing fine. How you doing? It goes on and on and on to the point where then now that person wants to know your name because they see you a lot. That's where the trust ratio comes in. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't trust people. It's just I have to know their energy. I have to know what kind of energy they pushing out. If they push out the energy where I can relate to, then that's where I begin to see if I can trust them to give them my name, to give them my information, to see if I'm cool with them.
So what if like when you talking to somebody and then like I guess they're like you would think you trust them, but then like over the months like they start acting different. Like
It's different in what way?
Like they more drier, they get madder faster.
Well, if you're gonna be around a person, that's normal. That's normal. You know how hard it is for a person to keep dishing out that same energy, but bite you. There's gonna be days when Jada's gonna bark at you. There's gonna be days when Jada just don't want to play around. That's the nature of the world. Not everybody's gonna always. When you know a person for so long, they're gonna have their ups and down moments. It can go by where they woke up the wrong way, or they're going through something, or there could be a death in the family. So when they have that dry humor, or when they begin to have like this, not to the point where they're getting on your nerves, but I'm just saying like when you know that the vibe ain't right.
So what you supposed to do in that?
Well, at that point, that's when you ask them, "Hey, look, is there something wrong?" See, by you being cool with them, then that's when you have to go to that confront cycle. See, that's where the good friendship thing comes in, where they come up to you, or you go up to them, depending on which one is having that type of mood settlement, and then you ask them, "Hey, look, I noticed that you're not feeling well. Is you all right?" Now it's up to them to tell you. If they be like, "Hey, look, I'm going through something right now, whatever," then that's when it's up to you or up to them to see if you can make them feel better. But if they want to be left alone, then let them leave them alone, because you got some people that wants to be left alone, and you got some people that wants to have that communication.
Friend was telling me how she going through some stuff, and that's when I was like, oh, and that's when like when I asked her like what's wrong and stuff, and I asked her like, are you okay? And that's when she was like, oh yeah and stuff. Why you ask? And I was like, okay, but like it's like she just changed and it's different and like just changed, and I don't like the change that she like the change that she did, because like now she ain't herself. She more meaner. She dry. She barely be texting.
Oh, I see. So you know what I would do if I was you? Let her be. Give her space. Because I even told you this term before. Depressed people hurts people. That's a true statement. Depressed people hurts people. When you're having a good day, and when they are not having a good day, they want the attention. They want that guidance. Not all depressed people wants that, but it goes back to what I was telling you of how they would want that guidance. They may want to be left alone, but people like her, it's very hard. It's like trying to treat somebody that has a very very catchable disease. And the reason I'm saying that is because depression is a mental disease that you can get. So when you try to help her out and trying to make her feel a certain way, make her feel good, she's giving you the negative energy, and now you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you telling me this now. Like you was trying to reach out to her, she's giving you dry messages, she's giving you bad responses, she's not talking to you like that. Now you feeling a certain way. Now you feeling like what the heck? You know what I'm saying? So depressed people hurts people. So at this point, you gave her the leeway. Like, hey, look, what's wrong? She didn't give you the response that you may get the full grasp of what she's going through. So at that point, to prevent you from getting sunk in any deeper, leave her alone.
So when you're depressed, is it bad?
Let me tell you something about depression. Let me tell you something about depression. Depression at one point was this terminology that people go through, where that it's like a void of being different. It's a void of people not understanding what you're really feeling. But KyKy, that is a very overused word now. But you got people that go through depression because they don't get a lot of likes on Facebook. You got a lot of people that go through depression because they not, that one nigga at school ain't talking to them. That ain't depression. That's just desperate. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what real struggling means because they get pampered too much.
So like, what is
People like
depression? Like, how do you feel when you're depressed?
you feel that void of darkness. It's more than lonely. It's more than sadness. Sadness is when you know it's like a veil of misunderstanding. Like you let your mom down because you had a bad you had a bad report card, or you got into a fight and you was better than that. You were smart. You're smarter than that. Or you got heartbroken. That's sadness. Depression is something deeper than that. Like for example, some people making fun of you in school because you're being yourself. Your friends is turning their backs on you. You lost somebody. You can't get that person back. Like depression is something that It's a problem with a hard answer. It's a problem with it's a very tough problem that it takes more than just an answer to help you go through it. And it's a very overused word now because people say that they're depressed because of stuff that they can easily solve. So again, people that go through these depressions now, I question that. You know what I'm saying? So again, depressed people hurts people because you want to see what's going on. You want to, you want to pick their brain, but sometimes you don't want to pick it because now, while we get done at picking what they're going through, now you hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's actually a good thing I brought.
Sharice a real person?
She's my ex. She was my ex, and just like her, she was. But you know the funny thing about that woman, the funny thing about her, when I first met her, she was going through these phases about her, and I was a bright person. I'm still am, but I filtered my character to the point where I'm only cool to those. I'm cool to everybody, but I don't give you my full intent until I know you deserved it. As much as she don't want to admit it, she shaped me and toughened me up to the point where she can't even handle a conversation with me anymore.
Right.
Because when I first met her, she was bitter. She was man. She was she was tough, man, and I never understood why she was like that. Like I never understood like why she was like that. But it's like what my father told me. The nice people get the most crap. The nice people get the most drama. The nice people get the most because we're human punching bags. And it's crazy how people always say that men are trash, but it'd be the men that they go after that treat them like trash. They the one that pick them. So whatever she went through with a guy, it was like that was his fault. You know what I'm saying? And it was her fault for picking that dude. So I would try to understand that. I would try to understand where she was coming from. I would try to understand why is she acting like this. You see what I'm going through with this, right? Now I was beginning to feel that way. I was beginning to feel dark. I was beginning to feel depressed. Because I was spending so much time trying to understand this woman. You know what I'm saying? So years went by, and I just it transformed me. Not just her, but she was the main cause of it. But it transformed me to the point where I understood how people are now. You know what I'm saying? And kindness can be a bullet point of you getting shot by your own weapon. So when she tried coming back and talking to me, she's still the same way, but she's even more delicate now. She's even more fragile. And she can't even she thought I was the same nice person, and I told her no, I'm a lot worse. And she doesn't want to admit that she was responsible for this. And I tell her this all the time. When you throw people away, especially nice people, they gotta remember how you treated them. And I even made a book referring to her character. And she ain't the only person in that book. I put a lot of people on blast on that novel, and it's so well. But it amazes me how we treat people like this, and we pretend to act like things is cool when they come back. No, we don't. I don't forget how you treated me. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Now it's one thing where you act a certain way towards somebody, and then you come up to them, you be like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry," which she has done. She did apologize, but she didn't correct her own. She didn't correct her own character. So that at that point, that's when you got to ask yourself, "Am I going to keep going through this?" Well, it depends. Are you still that same person? No, I'm more tougher now. So instead of her hurting me, now I'm hurting her with my honest words. And I think that's the reason why she can't deal with it, because I don't think no one has ever told her how she really is.
Wait, you really posting?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I am.
What's the title gonna be?
I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's just people just you just gotta watch how you treat people.